we there yet? We're live, baby. So, finally, Final Fantasy. The jokes plays itself, right? So, hello, I'm on here. We're gonna play Final Fantasy. And this is the demo, right? And I said immediately, guys, I said earlier in my short early morning, I just bought a PlayStation 5, right? I bought the God of War version. So you got like a God of War, whatever, with it because it's the same price, whatever. I mean, sure, I was always planning to buy a PS5 eventually, right? But I straight up just bought a PS5 to play this game, and I keep saying, I made a short about this morning. I was joking about that, but this is how Sony gets me every time, right? I bought PlayStation 2, right, to play FF10, and I bought PlayStation 3 to play FF13, right? And then I bought PlayStation 4 to play FF15. So I literally bought like the last PlayStation on like the day or the day before with FF15, right? So it's always how they get me basically, right? So now it's time to finally get the PS5, right? And it would cost some money or whatever, but it is about the money. It is that the previous games, right, for PS5, I haven't concerned myself with that much, I guess, right? And yeah, I thought I downloaded some of my previous games, for example, The Witcher to Hannah, because I'm a huge JRPG fan, right? So I posted all videos before this, but I have a massive collection, right? Like I own basically every JRPG, more or less, right? To PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, Super Nintendo, GameCube, whatever, right? Switch and so on. I have like hundreds of JRPGs or whatever, right? So on PS4, I basically have every JRPG. I have Nier, Scarlet Nexus, what is this? 30 Sentinel, etc. Right? So I am very excited, and for me, honestly, for me, it's always like, okay, you're gonna buy the PlayStation to play Final Fantasy. Very custom. You're gonna pay like $1,000 to play one game. No, but I also definitely want to play, of course, FF7 remake, part 2, right? Rebirth. I wasn't actually the biggest fan, for as a side note, of remake 1, right? I loved it to some extent, but I also felt it lacked some Final Fantasy elements, right? For example, the mini games or whatever, and some side bosses, especially the bosses. But I still have high hopes for a Rebirth, right? Second part, because then we have more of the open world, we have more stuff to do and so on, right? And etc. So, and also, generally speaking, as I gained with myself, I also worked on the game, right? For full context, I worked on remake, and also, generally speaking, right? When you make a video game, the second version, right? So we have the sequels, you can reuse all the assets, right? So part 2 is going to be a lot bigger. I can't say 2. I mean, I haven't worked on part 2, but from an obvious developer standpoint, part 2 of FF7 is going to be way bigger, right? Because all the models, technical animation stuff for Tifa and Cloud, it's all done, right? So they're going to add new stuff, but it's already done, right? So now they can add Vincent and Red and Sid and so on, right? So of course there's going to be way more content too in the next part. It's going to be expensive though, having like 3 parts, but definitely have more time. But anyway, yeah, I bought PlayStation 5 finally, right? So I haven't actually played, for example, God of War that much. I played with a friend, but haven't played the full game, so maybe some delay. They probably won't stream that though. But of course, I will play it. I mean, I bought a game, I will play it, right? And I think it's kind of funny because most countries, right, you can buy PS5 now. You can straight up buy, as a side note here, you can straight up buy PS5 with God of War Ragnarok for a lesser price than the normal version. Yeah. So I looked at different stores, of course, last week to buy the PS5, and basically every store has you can buy the disc version for, let's say, usually like $700 on that, right? Or you can buy the disc version with God of Ragnarok for like $69 or whatever. So okay, so it's cheaper, and I get a free game. Okay, I picked the game version. Specific to me, and for that matter, of course, I bought the disc version. And the last thing here, they still a demo, right? I haven't gotten my 16 yet. Hopefully, we get it tomorrow. It's still, well, it's technically Thursday here now. This is like I'm streaming here. It's like past midnight, basically, right? I'm streaming kind of night here, night or early morning, more or less, right? Sunlight's kind of weird now, it's kind of weird lighting, but whatever. Lastly, right, as I keep saying, I bought a disc version. I always only buy disc games. I can never buy freaking, DLC games. Yeah, I will never do that, right? So of course I bought the collector edition, I bought the deluxe edition, whatever. I need to buy that stuff as well as fancy, right? I have all the different, Fire Emblem editions, Dragon Strategy over the editions, all right. So hoping to get it tomorrow, because otherwise I can probably play it in a few hours from now. But anyway, so I haven't played it yet. Everyone seems to really, really love this demo. so I'm probably coming a little too late here playing demo, but whatever. And I'm gonna make a lot of other videos, of course. Just like last time with remaking, I made some guides or whatever, right? And I probably will stream most of the game. Unfortunately, I'm very busy this weekend. It's coming up now, so I will probably be quite after most people. But as soon as I'm kind of after this weekend, I'm gonna play this game non-stop because then I'm basically on my vacation, right? So I guess I just play this game and Street Fighter basically 10 hours a day probably. So I probably just stream. We'll see how much I stream of this game, but I'll definitely make a lot of videos about it. Yeah, I wanna make, you know, different strategies and all stuff. But anyway, let's play it. And yes, this is still the demo version then, right? And tomorrow then hopefully I have the edition. So I can also do a video about that one. But anyway, so I'm very used, still not very used to PS5. Hopefully the stream will looks fine now. This is also of course the first time, so that it's the first time, right, that I'm streaming on PS5, of course, ever, right? So maybe the sound is too loud or too high or whatever. I had to check it out later, or leave a comment right now in the stream, right? If you should raise the volume or, you know, decrease my mic volume, all the stuff, right? Talk about that later, right? But more, yeah. But of course we're gonna fix that and improve it and so on. But I guess that's the first time I'm streaming on PS5, and I'm streaming with a capture card, right? Instead of streaming with the PS5. I have a capture card I bought last year to stream Pokemon and for Emblem and so on, right? To Switch mostly. I just save card for PS5 now because it's easier, right? So one thing I prefer, say the last thing before I start watching it, right, is that you can move around and so on. Yeah, I really prefer that, right? Yeah, with the capture card you can do all the stuff, right? You can change the angles and so on. Yeah, obviously the more professional streaming thing, but it is one thing I really hated with streaming PS4 because I stream a lot of games PS4, right? You know, Elden Ring, whatever, right? FF7 remake and so on, yeah, and Trust of Man, that's it, right? But all those games, I stream with the native PS4 thing, right? Because I bought a capture card, like the latest one, basically. Yeah, before Pokemon release, like November last year, I knew a capture card. I had a capture card before that, way years ago, but then I didn't have a capture card over PS4, right? So, yeah, I used the native PS4 streaming, and it was fine, but definitely annoying with like the camera is in the wrong place or whatever. Hit that stuff. But anyway, so let's start going here. That should be all the settings. I would have changed it. Yeah, Japanese. Obviously, I had that already just before I started watching it. So that's kind of like. But yeah, I will figure out where the camera should be some later. But I'll probably way later now. Yeah, I know so many people saying this game is amazing. I was working on buying, maybe here, the current tester. I could buy the game anyway, but I heard some people saying this game is amazing, blah blah blah, and so on, and they're changing their mind about the game. I don't know. I was been a huge. This is like my favorite game franchise, so I was definitely buy it anyway. But because the demo then is what's it called? The demo is the save data. By travelers, alright. Might as well start with the demo here. So I saw this brief fight before I started reading to see that it worked. That's the only thing I've seen so far. Because I always avoid stuff, right? Every time when I play a game that I know I want to play, I always avoid getting spoiled, right? So the only thing I've seen is like the first minute here, just to consider that the stream worked correctly, right? Because I don't want to be spoiled, you know. I always say this thing, but I avoid spoilers as I play the AR, right? If I know that I'm gonna buy a game anyway. For me, it's very important. For me, it's very important to avoid everything about the game, right? Yeah, if I can. If I know I'm gonna buy it, yeah. But then also, here we go. We can play it. Okay, yes. Invade. But this is nice. I think it started with this in like FF13-3, I guess. Yeah, they had this thing, right? Where you could like avoid with lighting and so on. Maybe even before that, F13-2. And then of course in remake, F7 remake had like the bike fight and so on, right? But yeah, this is kind of mindless, spamming the button. I guess avoid it now, I guess. But this is nice, you know. I mean, obviously they can have a little more budget for this game, so. How does it stream? I don't know. I picked the one with the bitrate. I think is better for streaming. Yeah, like I said, it's the first time I stream on PS5. Right? I picked the bitrate so you have the game's graphic. I think it's a little less high fidelity, but it's better for stream data. I think so it doesn't look as laggy. I hope so at least. I think it was fine, alright. So I know so little about the game, but I see that that bird is kind of like my body, right? Main character. And you have these summons, right? Like some kind of titles or whatever. I've seen one trailer basically, the first trailer, right? Where you can summon them and they'll feel almost like a title thing. Classic fancy. Gotta learn all this name. Dalmakian Republic is the one. Yeah, we gotta learn all this. Was that a tattoo in the face? I thought it was a scar first. And they all have it, right? See, this is how little I know about the game. Yeah, they all have this face tattoo. First I was a scar, but now it's a tattoo, right? But I already pointed out, I keep saying it, but I think it's so important, right? That when you like a video game, yeah, I put the score, yeah. I already want to put out, right? I don't get how people, I mean, of course you want to get trained, but no, in my opinion, right, if I don't want to play a game, I avoid everything. When I saw that thing in their face, I thought it was a score first, you know. I've been avoiding to learn anything about this game. I haven't seen, the very first trailer. Now I've been avoiding it for years, haven't seen any of the streamers. Because if I know when I buy a game, right, and I'm a huge fantasy fan, then I never look at any stream or trailers or post on social media. Because I'm already like, I just buy it, right, and I'll say this thing, I will avoid everything about the game as long as I trust in the company, right? And as long as Square Enix keep making really good games, I keep buying the games. Of course, if they massively fail, then I will stop doing that, right? Because I will check out streams or whatever, or, you know, trailers or whatever, if I'm unsure, right? For example, Octopath Traveler 2, an amazing game, right? I really need to, you know, because I knew I was gonna like it, you know what I mean? So I get in there completely spoiler free. Yeah, I keep saying it, but it's a good mindset to have, right? If I know I wanna play a game, I avoid everything about it. Same with movies, right? If I now wanna watch this movie, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, right? I avoid everything about it because I loved Volume 1 and Volume 2. I love James Gunn's movies, right? So I'm gonna watch the next James Gunn movie until he loses my faith, basically, right? Yeah, as long as I have faith in them. But anyway, yeah. This is the start of the game here. This is probably a tutorial now, right? I'm gonna learn how to, yeah, how to move around so. Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously I have this cameras, right? What's that button? Left button, right? Okay, not that button. This button. I don't even know what the icon is. Is it the left bumper or this bumper? This bumper, yeah. See? This is how new we have on the PS5. I'm pressing the wrong button. Do you mean this thing or that thing? Yeah. Whatever you can save and so on. Yeah. Why not? Oh, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, I like that kind of the classic FF4, I guess, roughly speaking, FF6 kind of graphic right on that. But that's cute. The little figure there. That's cute. But also, I like the Fire Emblem Engage, right? Like when you can draw here, probably not. Yeah, and if in Fire Emblem Engage, every time you have a loaded screen, you see all the characters in like, you know, in like 8-bit graphic running on the loaded screen. I love that. Okay, now you can run. Yeah. But obviously the game now is more action focused, right? More real time. But I always say to people, like having people are, oh, turn-based. It hasn't been turn-based since FF10, you know. FF12 was also real time, right? FF13 is very real time, and 15 also real time. So like, what are we talking about? It hasn't been real time since FF10, right? And 4 to 9 wasn't real time either. Okay, this guy looks more like East Asian, like Vikings, so. Yeah, this guy looks like they're fighting like what, like Vikings versus like maybe East Asian. Yeah, they look more, I don't know, Persian Empire. I sure it was. Yeah, but like together fighting look like Norse. Yeah, this guy, yeah, definitely Chishmitar and so on. Yeah, they look a little bit East Asian, right? And they're fighting something like, I would say Norse inspired, right? Vikings. Okay. It's like, yeah, first I thought it was gonna be a vase, but they're more like rocks, I guess, with full of energy. Interesting. I thought it was gonna be more soft or whatever. But I guess it's two other nations, right? Like they don't do with us. Yeah, the Iron Bloods, they feel very Viking of them, right? Yeah, they feel very Viking-like. Well, I guess our nation is kind of like something a third factor, right? They're kind of like spying on them. We're just, I guess, observing this fight, I guess. Probably. Okay. Stronghold, yeah. It's a be the typical European stronghold. There is a borg. Borg is Swedish. It's a borg. Göteborg. Yeah, Göteborg is name. It's a borg in Göteborg. They look almost exactly the same in West Coast Sweden, yeah, where I'm from. There's a lot of the main character. His brother, maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Final Fantasy crystals. So what? He like just made water or something with that? He was like, yeah, he's making water with a crystal. What? This woman I've seen a little bit of the art. She's some sexy. You know, I have seen the first trailer. Something I've seen, right? It's a very first trailer. She kind of looks like Shiva, but it's kind of like clothed like Shiva. I guess I should not be there. Yeah, let me be here instead. I should be here instead. I feel covering more of the. Oh, whatever. I won't be here. Yeah, I don't want to cover the text, right? But she's kind of the femme fatale. She must have LeBlanc, I think. In FF10 too. Both clothing and body shape. But dominant, I think, are the summons, right? They call it dominant. I guess so. Like they have their own summoning, right? He looks like the top warrior dog, yeah. The translation, man. Yeah. Benedict. Okay, so they're like some lovers. Okay, oh, it's getting spicy now, man. Yeah, it's all of my games too. Yeah, I just started PS5 today, like just an hour before. Yeah, just installing all my games and so on. But she looks like a very femme fatale character. Yeah, she's like immediately like, ah, you're my lion. Man, it's awkward now, man. Yeah, this is awkward, man. My god, this is a hentai now. Oh yeah, den kanske var, I mean obviously for fantasy it's gonna have an actual. It's Final Fantasy, you're gonna have an actual ecchi. No, it's gonna be like a very, of course. Well, I mean, they're obviously doing it though, so it's heavily implied that they have, yeah. But they're gonna do it, I think, Final Fantasy, of course. It'd be kind of weird. We haven't done a fight yet, no. I guess probably be now, like, just like introducing the tutorial to us. Probably. But no, I guess we are fighting these Viking looking guys. Yeah, first I was not sure if of the side they looked more East Asian. They were on our side, but I guess they are then. You probably can't go off-road right now. It's what were they calling F-13 again? The haters. They were calling it like, I don't know, tunnel line. It was also like about linearity, right? And that one was kind of like van. This is like a really vegetation. Probably in the van, right? It's like medieval times. What? Or did it mean take the front? So I meant actually van as in vanguard. The front. Oh, what this thing? Here we go. Is that a dominant? I guess maybe that's like Titan. I guess thing can be Titan. Yeah, that looks like Titan. Yeah, that was my guess, right? Yeah, Titan. Yeah, because he's been a summon, of course, in the previous games. Exactly. He calls Shiva, I guess. This is probably the only thing I've seen. I think about it. Yeah, because I've seen like the first trailer, right? So it's like Shiva. Very little, of course, like 2 minutes long, whatever, right? There has to be Shiva coming. It's obviously Ice Magic. Yeah. This will be the Ice Waifu! Here we go! Ice Waifu! Oh, they look great though. The graphic looks really good. I like how these balls are like more static. Yeah, like they aren't just. I'm gonna goosebump, man. I'm gonna goosebump, man. You're seeing Shiva coming in here, it's like owning them. Yeah. So obviously these summons in these games are very dominant, as they call them. They're used a lot for warfare, I guess, more than just being like some random dude summoning some some guys in a fight or whatever. No, in this game it's more like the summonings are like, oh, we go to war with them. It's like battle of the elements. But you know, I said in the first trailer, the Binding of Titan, right? And look at the Marley LD there. It's kind of like, oh, we're summoning our Titan guys to fight, you know. Like we're summoning our monsters to attack over the country. Yeah, this is one thing I've seen before, basically, right? In the first trailer. There you can feel the PS5 graphics there. Yeah, it's really great lag there. Yeah, the graphics, of course, are, as always, Final Fantasy, man. The graphics are amazing. I don't know exactly how to transfer to the stream, but it looks better. I actually have a Sony TV there, but it is an accident. Just the cheapest one. I don't know. No, it's not a Sony TV for the reason, but so it's very Sony here now. But yeah, the big. I have like a Sony gamer TV, right? So it's better, so it doesn't like lag when you play games. Supposedly it's better. Okay, let's go around, I guess. Oh, that's not nice actually. It's very intriguing. Probably can't die here. I wouldn't imagine this actually. No, this is probably for the fields, right? Oh, but this is really cool though. You see them fighting there in the background or foreground, I guess. Yeah, the foreground, and they're like ISIS. Yeah, the ISIS reforming as well. Exactly. Yeah. It's very modern. It's very, very hot here, like exclusively hot here, at least for the last like 3 weeks or so. Yeah, incredibly hot summer. So I wouldn't mind so Shiva ice here, man, because seriously, it is honestly like hot here, and I feel like I'm exhausted every day. It's hard to sleep or something. Honestly, it's hard to sleep. I feel I've been really tired for the last one reason. I've been tired for the last week or so. To die? Well, maybe. I don't know. These guys have powers, right? Maybe he died. Honestly, I don't know, because these guys are clearly like some high-level knights, right? So he might be able to like crush the rock or whatever. Yeah, who knows, right? He might be able to take that. He's quite a powerful guy, right? Maybe. But see, I clearly survived at least. I'm the main character. This is like a power engineer. Yeah, okay, yeah, we gotta you know, keep fighting. But he's dead, right? Yeah, he probably died on rock, right? My friend. Yeah, that guy's probably dead. Yeah, the summons in this game are very powerful. Then just like their fight. Yeah. Okay, maybe fight now then. In the actual like flashbacks. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay, here we go. Like straight up flashback to remember fight. Twice, I guess. Was it blue thing over there? Yes, I got blue liquid over there. Okay, yeah, it's obviously his fire at the Phoenix. Oh, yeah, that's kind of how the game was when you started. You were flying there at the beginning, right? This is a little silly though. Okay, why can't you spam like 5 balls? Yeah, why does it be like 1 ball? It doesn't count if you do like this. Yeah, you can do too fast. You have to do it kind of like sequentially. Oh god, dodge of course as well. But yeah, if it's like a bayonet or whatever, you have your shoot button, your fight button. Yeah, now even more so, we have some kind of witch timer there, some dodge thing. So, yeah, but I want to do witch time, I guess. I want to wait, right? For too early. That counts or that, but... there we go, yeah, that's a perfect dodge, right? And then you can take this. Yeah, there we go, yeah, then we get that, like a witch timer thing, right? You can see with the 15, I guess, kind of teleport attack. Okay, so you can land and do like attack. Yeah, in the distance. Yeah, exactly. I can like shoot a fire attack. Oh, I like the controller there. Controller also adds in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course it's like normal. Yeah, it's like 15 of course. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go through the tutorial, right? Like in every goddamn role-playing game. I can hour of tutorial to get the button presses. See if I learn stuff. It's like a meter in 13, right? The yellow thing. Yeah. Okay. So, combo finisher. Oh, nice. You get what you can do with that. Once, I guess, per. I guess you can do it once per like. Find a bit tutorial. The game is never gonna get easier than, man. Oh, that's healing. Which flame magic, I guess? They're very flame focused heavily. I suppose. He's probably gonna die, right? The game's gonna be dark, right? I think Josh's gonna die. He's my healer guy. He's probably dead. Yeah. I think the healer's gonna die, right? I feel like he's gonna die. He's even coughing, man. That guy is so dead, man. There we go. Oh, it's just the wife of the game. Very sick, maybe so. He got like black hair, but he got like very red Phoenix hair, the brother. Yeah. Maybe he's like, yeah, Joshua is the real hair. Then feel like he has the, you know, he's like the better kid for some reason. Maybe she's my stepmom. Yeah. It's like, this is like, feels like this is something like that. Yeah, he feels like it's not the same. It's something like that. They're not. Or maybe just because. Yeah, or then we're like disgraceful because we don't have the right blood or something, the right powers. I mean, like I said, our hair color is dark, right? So, or she's gray, but yeah, like darkish gray. And I guess the bro, yeah, he has the bright hair color, right? So he's probably the Phoenix. But I also got Phoenix powers though, so it can't be that simple though. I mean, clearly I also have the power of the Phoenix, but I guess Joshua has it better. I guess he's like the reed or something. It's like a chocobo, I guess. Maybe it's my father then. Yeah, probably the king, right? Yeah, exactly. But he also doesn't have the hair though. He also got like black hair. He also doesn't have like that. The brighter hair. But you know, yeah, his outfit kind of has a tattoo at my face, right? The wing of the Phoenix, right? I guess. Something like that. But that's true. The brother also had red clothes and everything. Yeah, he's way more like Phoenix. Yeah, he got like the red outfit and everything. He's very like. He's very Phoenix-like. Very fiery. Torgal, my god, it's like one of my favorite comics. Yeah, his name is Torgal, really? His name is Torgal? You know, Torgal is one of my all-time favorite comics, yeah. Torgal over here. So Torgal is one of my all-time favorite comics, right? A Belgian comic. I mean, I read about it earlier this year. Torgal is this like whacking guy. It's like from the 70s. It's like an amazing Belgian comic called Torgal. Yeah, genuinely my favorite European comic, so I would recommend it. Yeah, Torgal. Yeah, okay. The dog name is Torgal after the best comic ever. It's really, really good. It's like a painting of faces. Amazing. But yeah, Torgal, that's like the dog there. We put it up here, Torgal. I thought about it just... so I can find it, I didn't have it prepared. Here it is, Torgal. Or I can take this one. Le Barbarian. Yeah, I thought about it on a video, right, recently, a few months ago. Here it is. That's how it looks. Torgal! Yes, it's Torgal! This is the best there is, man. Torgal. Yeah. Torgal, man. There we go. Yeah. Torgal. But seriously, Torgal is an amazing comic. It's the best European comic ever, basically. Yeah, Torgal. Oh, I guess it's timer on the game. Wait, trust in your animal instinct? Okay, that sounds... Or maybe Torgal is the one that is... I don't know. You probably can't do any quests or whatever, right? I don't think so in game. It's like a flashback, right? Yeah, I saw some looting up on the... like here, maybe? Oh, I guess it's up here. There was something blue earlier. New bodies? No? Oh, come on. There it is. Damn it! There's more around, I guess. I probably can't break it right now. You can't attack in here. Okay, let's go around. yeah, well. Yes, he got that tattoo then. Interesting. He got that like the Viven tattoo thing. Well, yeah, it's weird this guy has that thing. Maybe it's like a slave or something. Yeah, maybe that what it means, right? Maybe it's like a slave thing on the wave thing on the face. Yeah, he's obviously like this guy is a loser, yeah, so bearish. Yeah, I guess some kind of slave tattoo thing. Branding, like in Berserk or whatever. Of course, she's playing a very nice prince guy. Yeah, like I don't care about that. Well, I guess it's like a branding, right? Something like that. Well, the apple is pretty good. I actually have cloudy apple here. That I do think it's called apple. This my liquor here is called apple something. This thing. Interesting. Yeah, it's straight up slave master, right? Yeah, so they're slaves. So I guess we are a slave, right? That's why I have the mark, right? In the future, then. Yeah, exactly. The bearer. Yeah, so a bearer is a slave, right? It's kind of like being branded. And I actually mentioned earlier to Torgal, right? I mentioned earlier with Torgal, you know, bam, Torgal, yeah. In Torgal, because of the Viking comic book, right? They also had this thing, branding thing. They also have people getting branded in a storyline. Or it's a long storyline, I won't spoil too much. But it's basically, they cut off people's hair, then they brand them. Similar to like, you know, in Berserk. And that's because, this is based on reality then, that's because like, they break the law, so they become slaves. So they actually become what's called, what they call is like laglösa in Swedish. Is the Viking word for it. So it's something like they're lawless. It's something like they're lawless. So you can find something about it. Laglös. Fredlös. That's the term for it? No, that sounds weird. You can also be fredlös and laglös. But I think it's all laglös. So basically you get branded. This is, I'm talking about reality here. I'm talking about history here. Right? So you got branded in, like, you know, Sweden or Denmark or whatever, right? And you get this brand on your face and you cut off your hair, and then you're like a slave or whatever. But you also count that called laglös, or like lawless then, right? Similar to English. And if you are lawless, it basically means that other people can do crime to you, right? Like they can kill you or whatever, or you whatever, right? If you're a woman and so on, you probably some guys feel, you know, and so on, right? Happens to a woman in Torgal then, right? And that's really bad because, yeah, no one's gonna protect you, because basically your punishment is that you are like a... So, interesting because her punishment in Torgal, and it's based on reality then, is becomes, as I said, laglös, and she gets this brand right in her face, but it isn't like she actually is like a slave. It's more like if someone will enslave her or whatever, they can do it, right? Because basically she has no protection of anyone or whatever. They can do whatever they want to her. So she can become a slave if someone like takes her. And then she get like, thrown out in exile by her village, right? And then she, of course, other people might take her or whatever. Right? So it's an interesting storyline there in Torgal actually. As long as branded. But I don't know, it's called... if you have something. Fredlös is another similar thing for it. Yeah, you become fredlös. You can't have no crime. Interesting. So in English, historically in England and in Roman, it's called an outlaw. Interesting. The historical stream now, say what the branding is, slave branding. So it's put out here, right? Because I'm looking at Wikipedia now. So on Wikipedia, they are claiming that, but it's not when I read the historical here. So yeah, well, I'll talk about lawless, right? And lagless in Sweden, and Denmark and so on. It's actually the original term in English is outlaw, right? But of course in English, when you hear outlaw, you think about some cowboy or whatever, right? Doing some bad stuff, whatever. But actually, yeah, outlaw comes from that. Just like in Sweden and Denmark, that basically the law won't protect you, yeah, that you're an outlaw. So an outlaw, the original and legal meaning is that a person is declared outside the protection of the law. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, yeah, outlaw. Yeah, so fredlös or laglös in Swedish and Danish and Norwegian and so on. That's the same thing as, you know, like a historical English term of outlaw. Basically, like the law won't save you from anyone. So if you get branded, anyone can hurt you, whatever, and the law won't protect you. That's kind of what I'm thinking about when I see these brands in XVI here. They're basically outlawed. Yeah, like they're, you know, have no protection anymore in the country or whatever. But today, of course, term outlaw, right, is basically colloquially like just a criminal, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, in the past, like 1,000 years ago, outlaw was like, you know, you get branded like in this game, you get like a tattoo or something, and it means that you are, you know, basically less human, right? Like you're less guarded by whatever, right? The sheriff or whatever wants to protect you. You know what I mean? So that's interesting because I know the Scandinavian term for it. Yeah, I know that what's called Scandinavian zone, but not in. I didn't know that it was called outlaw in English because, like I said, the word outlaw for me is like a cowboy that does bad stuff, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's actually the original term for it. But yeah, but clearly the younger brother here is the important one. Yeah, he goes on red stuff and the red hair and everything. Yeah, he's so kind of like the reborn Phoenix thing. It does feel like he's gonna die, right? He massively looks like he's gonna die. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure someone's gonna die, but the brother looks incredibly like. Okay, press, I guess. Oh, no problem with that. But yeah, his brother looks like his death flag. I think is massive. But now they did say he has the power of the Phoenix, though, right? And our family is the Phoenix. So maybe the brother dies and he's reborn as a Phoenix or whatever. I mean, honestly, right? Because he's Torgal, man. Yeah. But honestly, yeah, because like he's the brother, you know, he's the Phoenix, right? So he probably will die and then, you know, come back as stronger or whatever. Turning into the Phoenix, or maybe just because like a fire even or whatever. But it really does feel like, yeah, his brother will become his summoning, because especially because the name is Phoenix, right? The Phoenix powers. But if anything, massive death. It is truly. You probably can't have a bigger death play than being called the Phoenix. Not to spoil too much here, but there's an other game, right, where you play as a guy called Phoenix and he dies. There's another very famous game where you play as Phoenix, but it's spelled with an F instead of a P-O, and he dies, you know, and then he's reborn as something else, yeah. But anyway. The Blight. Oh, this maybe some kind of sounds like something that's spreading, like some kind of the plague or something like that, like in the World of Warcraft or whatever, right? Yeah, Deadlands, like something that's like, you know, decaying the lands or whatever. Which maybe they can't fight them because this like eats up the land. Well, we saw him older, right? The main character. But this is how they lose the land then, because yeah, maybe they just can't fight this like plague thing, the Dead Blight. They just eats up the land. Maybe they lose all the land or whatever, the country, like regardless. Okay. That's mentioned earlier. Okay, but yes, I see. So the crystal can, I guess, beat the Blight, of course. Would make sense why they had a lot of wars then, right? Because the country that controls the crystal, right, can of course, yeah, block this Blight thing. that makes sense. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, clearly also the most like him. Yeah. But it's interesting that the father, the king here, looks a lot like us, right? He doesn't have that phoenix like look either. Doesn't have the red hair or whatever. So is it the mom that is like her blood or whatever? Because yeah, he doesn't seem to have like the phoenix power through the either, right? Has the wrong hair color as well. Hmm. Active time lore. Because they always call it active time battle as well. I like how they have to use the similar term. Active time lore. They're like, it doesn't name doesn't make any sense. It only makes sense because they're like, oh, it's gonna sound cool like the other game, all this stuff. So you press this thing, yeah, and you get this whole. Yeah, oh, this looks fine. Guess you can read about, yeah. Father and. Yeah, exactly. We have no mother crystal. But there must be more countries, right, than these two, right? They had the blood, they had the. Yeah, so here we go. The mother crystals. Okay, so they have 5 in total. So I guess they released. Well, I guess one country can have more than one of them, but yeah. I guess a lot of the storylines will be about trying to get the mother crystal, right? And no one probably has all 5, right? Because if you have all 5, you tell the god or whatever. Oh yeah, you get more food and so on. It makes the land better. Yeah, and they all want them. So I'm guessing someone is. I feel like immediately, right? I can guess that the storylines go to that some bad guy wants all 5, right? Because if you have all 5, you can either create some kind of demonic world or whatever. I'm gonna go get a lamp. Yeah, this sun is. The sun's been down. It's got another lamp behind me, so it's a little better surround. For it. Yeah, it'll be better. Better. Yeah, whatever. The chill first day stream again. Maybe it's too bright now. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably weird shadows though. Is it better? Maybe. It feels like too bright though. So it's like a problem now. Yeah, it feels like too bright. Whatever. But what I'm saying, yeah, it feels kind of obvious to me, right, to play all the fantasy games, that, wait, where did I go out then? But yeah, that someone's gonna get all 5, right? Or that should be a goal of one of the bad guys, but they probably will achieve it, right? And if you have all 5, you can summon a giant boss or whatever. you can summon Bahamut or something like that, yeah, but it seems a lot like a very obvious plotline in all these games are always like, oh, if you have all the crystals, then you can do this thing, right? You can create this thing, or you can harness this thing or whatever, yeah. But I guess this whole game is like very like, I said tutorial based, but I guess the first part here is very like in the flashback thing, and again, I guess the demo ends probably when you get to this part, right? Like you kind of play through his childhood, and then after the demo is kind of probably back where the game kind of had, where you had the flashback. The Phoenix Gate. Yeah, he seems to be kind of sick, right? Man, mom really hates me. Our mom really hates us. Yeah, she's like, Clive will do it. Yeah, she really hates me, man. Mom is evil, man. She's like, worthless piece of shit, yeah. Mom really hates... My god, our mom is so mean. She's like, he's useless piece of shit, that boy. Okay, maybe we had the same ritual, like, the main character, right? And then he failed ritual, like Yosha won't fail it or whatever. Oh, this game is very sexy, man. Why is it suddenly like, yeah, okay. Man, mom is dirty, man. Man, yeah, she's... I kinda hope the mom is evil. I mean, she's evil, but I mean, like, one of the bad guys. Yeah, I hope mom returns later as one of the leaders of the bad guys. Because she's freaking bad. She's freaking mean, man. I wanna fight mom. Hopefully she's a boss later. Your ass, man. Man, god, dad doesn't like mom. No, he's like, get away from me, you harlot. Yeah, I think mom might be straight up one of the bad guys. Is she Benedicta? Is she similar to her? Looks like similar to her. Have they said her name? Did they say mom's name earlier? But yeah, she's like, he's like, no. He kicks her off and get away from me, harlot. But, this gets me around me a lot of another old Square Enix game, right? One of my favorite ones, Sega Fountain 2. Yeah, in Sega Fountain 2, right? You have a very similar plot line. You have two brothers, right? So you have the main character, Gustav is the main character, and his brother, Philip. And they also have this called the Firebrand, it's like a fire sword, right? And Gustav can't use it, so his brother, even though the main character, Gustav then, in Sega Fountain, he's the main, he's supposed to be the king, right? And his father, he's gonna be the king as well. His brother becomes the true king, right? Because his younger kid brother, yeah, because he has the fire power, so it's quite similar, right? Yeah, he can't use the fireband as well. And then you get exiled. But in that game instead, your mom loves you, and she fights you with exile, and she dies, and then your brother hates you and has to kill you and so on. He blames you for his mom death and so on. So yeah, in that game, the mom picks the side of the fallen. Then dad instead hates him. Yeah, that game is quite different there. That's quite different in that part. But I guess his sister is the same, right? She also hated my mom, right? She also a failure. Even her hair as well. But maybe also a woman can't be king or whatever. Maybe they can't have like a queen. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's possible for gender. I think it's just... I don't think it's a gender. No. I mean, it might be that she has to, it has to be a boy or whatever. I don't think so. I think it's just because, she also doesn't have the gene or whatever, yeah. She lacks the power or whatever, right? She's also probably hated by mom, right? Yeah, or she's one of those, yeah, failed children. That'd be my guess at least. Yeah, I mean, he does have some powers. Even if we don't have, like, the cool hair and so on, like your brother has. we can still teleport and throw fireball. So we clearly have some of the, you know, like the Phoenix genetics, yeah, right? We still have like, we still clearly partially Phoenix. So even if we don't have like, and we also saw the brother could heal because of his powers, but yeah. And she also might have some powers, right? Maybe. But even if mom hates us because of failure and trash or so on, we clearly have some powers. Oh, there's like a red star up there. The Phoenix. Probably. Let's try this by sopa. That's the end of the flashback. Nope. No, I think the brother will die, right? No, but the brother won't. I mean, he's a Phoenix, right? He hasn't died. He does feel a lot that the brother hasn't died, right? Oh my god. My Chocobo. He might die in Brosia. Yeah, I guess she's Genki. She's like, yeah, you can do it. Gambare. Well, I think she's gonna die too now. But I haven't seen, you know, again, I'm avoiding, I completely avoid getting spoiled, genuinely, right? But the only spoiler I have is that I've seen, you know, everyone tweeting about how, like, dark this game is, right? So I don't know what actually happened, but I have to admit that I assume people are gonna die. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Actually, I don't know who's gonna die or whatever. But I seriously do assume that someone will die. It's like, well, I guess that guy's gonna die, right? It's like, But yeah, so we need this crystal so we don't die from the blight thing. So maybe the main bad guy is the blight crater? I mean, I'm certain we're gonna eventually, more than this, part of building game, later in the game we certainly probably fight someone that's behind the blight, right? Maybe it's an evil sorcerer, dragon or whatever standing behind that thing. That's like a pretty typical, you know, follow-up, right? Yeah. Party members, I guess? It's bros. Yeah. Looks like like warrior bros. Huge muscular guys. It's like, yeah, bro. Might be the first like side quest in the game. And this is like massive, man. They're like dwarfing me, yeah. He looks like Jason Ackles, I feel. Yeah, he looks like, I think he looks like Jason Ackles, yeah. Supernatural as well. Genuinely, but god, the guy looks a lot like Jason Ackles now. Now when I see it there. Yeah, Final Fantasy and Crystals, right? Okay, so it's the first world map. Yeah, you can't. You zoom out? It's not as if you can see the world map. No, not really. It's unfortunate. No, you see it. You know, one game I really loved so far this year is Octopath Traveler 2, right? That's a Telltale game for me. That game, I think it was the world map. Yeah, you pick your decision where to go and so on. But one thing that game made so well, I made a video about it, of course, is how I really love the level design, the world design, right? Because it feels like you always have something to do in that game. Like you find a new area and it's always like, oh, this forest, it's like six different items and a boss or something, and then you find a little this thing and you get a little item that gives you another class or something, and then you find a little guild or something. It's like every little forest has like 6-7 secrets, and so much to do in that game, and it's just so fun running around pressing everything and stuff like that, right? It isn't like open, you can start whatever you want, I guess. So that like 8 characters or one, yeah, so high ability. But yeah, I guess it's kind of this feels like a tutorial, right? Kinda. Let's just go and fight some goblins before we do the actual main story. Okay. here. Yeah. No robots, I guess. No, there. I hit. Guess they don't have any icons yet, which is okay. So we have different rings here. Yeah, so that's like straight up witch time, right? No, it's not like that. Yeah, and then we have what? Oh, I see. So you, that's like auto evade, and that one is like if you do it better, you get bonus, right? Alright, makes it easy to combo. This is stuff you probably lose. Oh, phone call. It's stuff you probably lose after the tutorial. Seems to be a time for a phone call or a message. I won't have that thing. But yeah, those you probably either you lose those later, or they are there to make a game easy, right? Like auto evasion and so on. But certainly better having all the races anyway. I mean, people probably auto evasion is bad or whatever if you're noobs, but it's certainly gonna be better accessories that will give you, you know, better abilities or whatever, right? So it's not gonna be worth using auto evasion anyway. I like them to press the item, honestly. Yeah, I think there's a good change, and more games could have that. Like Diablo or whatever also has it too, on the side. That you can use run close to the Kanna as an item, right? You can use run through Kanna and you grab her automatically. I like that, you don't have to like press the button every time you have an item. I guess the seller thing is satisfied with the chest, you like do. That's true, but if it's like a random money or whatever, yeah, I like that you can just run there and you get it. Oh, that's a great grab. Honestly, that's a really good detailed model. Yeah, I'm surprised how good that face looked there. Yeah, look at the face, man. Seriously, this game looks really good. You should say that it was about the PS5 play game, no, but that goblin actually looks really good there. Like the model of that cutscene. Very detailed. Yeah, what's missing? Tutorial. I mean, I guess we're gonna have, yeah, party members, right? So you still have all the cats in the game and you can level up or whatever. But, I mean, these two guys aren't probably real members, right? They're kind of like, you know, what's called it? I don't know, like, you know, temporary bros, right? And then eventually you probably get your real party members. But I hope so. I mean, again, I have avoided getting spoiled, right? So I don't really know. But I absolutely hope that we get other, you know, playable cats, right? Party members. I mean, I don't say we have to play them inside. Okay, maybe playable is the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Like in FF15, that okay, you can, like actually you can change character, but still you get the point. You can play the main character, right? And you have the party members running around doing stuff too, right? So you have the strategy, whatever they do, so on. Yeah, automatically. So that's I think good. Shoot. This is very easy so far. Yeah, it was very easy right now. Right? But yeah, I hope you can have, like level up all the cats, right? Getting build and so on. Maybe another good step would be like Scarlet Nexus or whatever, right? Yeah. Then the character also gives you how's it, elemental combos or whatnot. Basically, if you have this woman with you, she can make your attack turn into fire or whatever, or ice and so on. That game, I think, yeah, you can play any of them, right? The board members. But I would say it's more about playing the main girl, right? Or you can. Okay, I remember now. You're playing the main girl, or the guy, depending on who you play. and then the other characters can like buff you and so on. So you like summon them, and they basically give you like element attacks or no, you can teleport or whatever right there. And they can like alter your attacks and so on. So they're there in the fight, right? And they also throw in elements to you, for example. So I definitely hope that we have a party, yeah, that we can like level up and so on. Absolutely. About, that's nice. Yeah, it's similar to 15 that way. That you can use that as like a shortcut or whatever right there. I can teleport out to get a little quicker and so on. Guess we jump down here. Oh. Måste dodge that. Det var the first time I saw that. I guess it threw like an attack at me, a range attack. Yeah, I think it was the first time I saw that. I guess it was like 3 shots something at me. I mean, obviously now it's kind of mindless. I mean, of course, this. Yeah, you just press the button and everything dies, right? Yeah. Oh, my button. And I failed press the button. Yeah, I failed it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why, but when I open this thing, I keep pressing the same button. I don't know why. I don't want to like press the new button. Oh yeah, okay. See, but this is actually stuff I like in the game, definitely. It's like those silly new things, right? But it definitely makes a modern game better. So yeah, you can't have more potions, but the game is like out to, you know, expensive for you. But I mean, in an old game, it'd be the same. You know, in an old game, it'd be the same thing. Like, in an old game, it would have been like you get a potion, right, and then it's like, oh, but you can't carry it. So you have to open the inventory, you have to use it to get full health again, and then you get to pick up. In this here game is that, I mean, I must say it's only for 15, right? But here you can really feel like a quality of life improvement, right? In a modern game versus an old game. So this game is that the game is just like, oh yeah, you just get it, right? You know, the game is that spends on the potions, right? Give you full life and you get the new potions. You don't have to like go in the menus or press the button or whatever. I mean, obviously every game do this, you know, it's a good UX thing that modern games have these days. Not all of them, but many of them. And old games would be like 6 button presses. A boss maybe. But yeah, that's like a good example of how modern games are. I'm not gonna say that modern games are better for this reason, but that is one thing that modern games does better, of course. It's like unnecessary button pressing menus isn't really fun, right? I don't think it's a boss, but it's like, yeah, it's a harder fight. This is Jensen Ackles. Am I the only one? He looks so similar to Jensen Ackles. He's like, I play Supernatural. He looks like Jensen. Am I the only one? He looks a lot like Jensen Ackles. Maybe it is a boss then. I really do like how the goblin looks. I think they have a really good effect. I mean, I think they have really good like models for the goblins. Yeah, like their faces and their skin and so on. I'm very impressed by how they have changed. Or changed, but I mean, I guess improved since the last game, 15, right? But it's been many years though. It's been many years. Of course, it's been from yesterday they released 15, right? Not really. Bam, there we go. Okay, it's the boss now. It's like the commander. Now you can have summon something bigger, right? Ah, here we go, an orc. That would be great. I guess like an orc, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's a... Well, yeah, they can reuse the 13 system as well, right? And also it's a remake. And then use synthetic now. And there we go. So now I can use this thing, right? Yeah, we should do extra damage, right? On the staggered. Yeah. Still can't do that one. Oh, there you go. What is now then? Oh, is it around him? Yes, around him. Oh, it's twice? Oh, no, okay, it keeps going. Okay, it keeps going. Okay, it keeps going. Oh, you can parry too? So you press the square, the attack button. Okay. Oh, you didn't. Like that, yeah. Oh, shit. Well, I mean, of course, still is in the beginning here. Gigas name, so like orc something. First level up. Do you have? I mean, I hope you have, like a better words, a talent tree, right? Something like that. I mean, the game has to have some kind of like character development, right? Or first item too. Oh, so you get better stuff too, depending on how you play. That's nice. That's an interesting game. Yeah, I like that, you know. So maybe you can replay some bosses, and to get the best loot, you also have to do the battle good. But that's nice. Adds an extra level to the game, right? You have to also like potentially perform, right? Like, oh, you have to avoid all attacks or whatever to get like the best item or something. No, this is probably like whatever here in the first boss, but yeah, it's a nice detail. Give a little like extra value to the game as well. Or maybe you can't actually, and you have to replay bosses sometimes. Oh yeah, it is alive. Well, okay, it goes away. Yeah. Let's choose a cube, that thing. Yeah, but it doesn't do much, right? It's like a better item. I think you might be able to teleport in. Oh, interesting. Could you teleport here though? Couldn't he have like teleported? Come on, bro. Could have done the Phoenix thingy. This thingy. Yeah, well, it has like a long. Thing is that if you do it, you clearly have like a long time to move again afterwards. You definitely gonna slow down a bit. But some another boss. But this looks like a even bigger boss now under this thing, like some kind of water boss or yeah. Okay, so that's the next boss. Are you ready? Yeah. Maybe a Marlboro? Yeah. I called it. So the tactics. I'm honestly surprised I have a boss immediately because he's had a boss, right? Morbol, is that what called now? I don't know if it's called, oh yeah. The hentai boss, yeah. Morbol. Wait, did they change that name then? Morbol? Because I mean, let me see here. Did they call that? Oh, I see, come on guys. Oh, hello, bro. Yeah, so Jonas. Yeah, see, but didn't they have a name there? Morbolo. Didn't they call that like Marlboro? Did they like change that name or something? Because maybe they got sued or something. Also known as Morbol. Yeah, they changed the name in this game. Because obviously the Marlboro is named after, you know, like the cigarette, right? Because of bad breath. But in this game it's called a little older spelling. I used to call them the Marlboro, but in this game they've changed the spelling of it. So that might be like a, you know, like we don't want to get sued or something. It does feel a little bit like that. I was looking here on the Google and so on. Yeah, it does feel a little bit like they that they've changed the name there for legal reasons. Finally, I don't know. So they call this thing, like I said, yeah, Marlboro in the previous games, but now it's called Marlboro. Yeah, yeah, I forgot it. Now it's called Morbol. A big change. Like legal department. Yeah, see the bad breath, right? So this is a very iconic enemy, because I think the biggest thing with the Marlboro is that usually the blue mates, right, in the game, they can learn enemy attacks. They can then learn the bad breath, right? And bad breath is very good because it basically randomizes all different kind of bad status debuffs, right? So if you have that on your character, you can like randomize out a bunch of different debuffs on a boss, right? Because you might not know what a boss is weak against, right? Maybe the boss is weak against, let's say, burning or bleeding or whatever, right? So you use the bad breath to hit with everything that it can hit by, right? And slow and whatever. So yeah, Marlboro, pretty classic. That was the biggest thing with them, right? And also sometimes they're very hard to beat them because, you know, they shit. Man, this is badass. I'm happy. How do you cutscene? Yeah, that's cool. Just like a cool graphical. Oh, I see. So you can like do some timing thing. Oh yeah, I mean, so you just bite at or whatever. Give me a try. Yeah, it's just like press the correct button to get damage. Oh, I see. But usually the Marlboro is a very late enemy. Yeah, this is like level 5. Usually the Marlboro is one of the last enemies in the game. As they are very hard to beat them and the bad breath is so on. Honestly, so far it's easier than the last boss. The Gigas was harder to avoid when he did that the massive spin attack. You probably get very compensated, yeah, and now it feels kind of like, oh, you can only do like a basic attack or whatever, right? But I'm sure later in the game they're gonna give you better combos or so, right? But yeah, this thing oh yeah, okay, it's the volume sound. A lot of time on you. But I mean, this is also basically a tutorial, right? Those things are also probably going to be way harder later. I mean, this is another way to like teach you how to, you know, avoid or whatever during but yeah, I think the first Final Fantasy they had these things, FF13, some of them. Especially F13 had it, 32 or so. Play with lightning, right? They also had this like quick time events or whatever. The first game to start this thing is Xenologue, right? The first game to really like to really start this quick time events, not Xenologue, Dreamcast. But yeah, we soon have the summer season. It's like a week left now. Next week on Sunday, right? Mushu Tenshi. So it's like 10 days from now, or a little more, I guess, 11 days, whatever. And then we have Tsukasa and Bleach and so on. I don't know if there are any new animes that I'm excited for though, that much honestly. It's kind of like the sequels, yeah. Season 2 to 2 animes. Can't think of like a new anime that I'm excited for. It's top of my head. Not that ever at least. Yeah. Are there any new animes that are gonna be good? Bro. And right now in my head I can't remember any new animes that I wanna see. Masmikun. That was terrible second day. Maybe Liar Liar, that was pretty cool. Some kind of weird like yeah, a gaming show. some video game anime. And Nordic Kenshin is back too, but also like a remake. Oh yeah, there's I Was Reborn as a vending machine. That's probably my number one. Yeah, very few new anime messages I care about. I feel. I can't be the only one who looks yes and ankles, right? Right? Okay, yeah. That is suspicious of that body. Well, that makes sense though that the Malboro would be a blight monster. And the goblins might be something else, right? But yeah, the Malboro, which is whole like poison breath and so on, bad breath and so on, yeah, the whole like, it's very, it's a very toxic enemy, right? That likely would be based on, yeah, the blight, right? They probably are blight monsters. That makes sense. Okay. I actually wish we kind of could look at the world map. Yeah, I think for in games we can kind of just, like just, I guess like scroll around to see it. But yeah, I guess it's less spoilery if you can't see the. But this is a flashback though. Maybe we can do it later. This is a flashback, so we don't. I guess we don't like can't see the world yet. Maybe. Yeah, it's very classic, like European setting this game. Yeah, like maybe 14th century Europe. But see, he is Jensen Ackles. I can't be the only one. He looks exactly like Jensen Ackles. Soldier Boy and so on. Yeah, and Supernatural, of course, then Dean Winchester. It is Jensen Ackles. Is he in this game? Sometimes they use, models, right? They have actors. Like, for example, Human Torch and so on, yeah. The mock-up suiting Jensen Ackles is what I think. He might, there's something weird about it. He's probably gonna die from this thing. There's something strange with it. I think everyone is gonna die. Yeah, they're way too happy. I think this is gonna fail, man. They're all way too excited for it. They're like, yeah, this is awesome! I feel they're gonna, all gonna get killed, right? Yeah, it seems terrible. Yeah, they really like the main character. Their mom hates him, but his bros loves him. He got the bros ban. Bros before moms, But well, obviously his father also likes him probably more than. But it seems like the dad also likes him more than. Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question. Why is there someone that's a phoenix? Yeah. In our bloodline. I'm guessing the other guys have the same thing, right? The enemies. Yeah, I guess all the enemies have their, person with the power. So an Acorn and Dominant is the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like you have a dominant power turned Acorn. I guess so. I guess so, yeah. I guess it has a similar name as well. Yeah. Well, I guess the king is popular, yeah. The king is like, yeah, bros! Yeah, I guess the king is quite, like, a down-to-earth warrior guy. Oh, Jesus Christ, Spider-Man. Zoom 100 buckets. Yeah, I was checking your list earlier, man. I haven't done the whole preview thing yet. I'm doing that next week, bro. Next week I'm gonna look at all the previous stuff and do a video about that course next week. Yeah, Rise that comes in 9 days, that's true. Rise is back in, like, that's Friday, I guess, next week then? No, it's Sunday. Sunday next week, alright, 9? No, I say, July... no, Sunday. No, same day, potentially. It's on this list here. Let's see. What I did before. Countdown. Because yeah, Tick Rise comes first, right? Yeah, next week we do the watch every trailer, you know what I mean? Yeah, I watch every trailer kind of thing. That red star there looks really... Torgal! Yeah, the more Marlboro. But obviously my little Ototo is my... I'm his idol, clearly. No one believes in. No one clearly believes, yeah. But the brother is quite intelligent. Like, you clear line to me. No one likes me. Yeah, no one likes me. They just like me because I have the power, right? Yeah. The brother is clearly smart, yeah. He's like... probably... It is strange that it wouldn't be the firstborn, yeah. It's just like... It's like kind of random. Someone in the bloodline gets it. What happened if they just die then, right? What happened if his father would have a kid? Yeah, would no one be the Phoenix then? Yeah, because you know some of their great grandpa whatever, he was the first Phoenix, right? So what happens if he dies before that? Before they have kids? Oh. The graphics are really good, yeah, like his eyes there. I feel I'm modern now, playing a modern game on PS5, yeah. He's fine about the PS5. But honestly, I mean, if you're gonna buy a PS5, right, this is one of the games you wanna play, right? Yeah, you don't wanna sit and play some old game. I mean, no, I actually do prefer, old retro games, but you know what I mean? You don't wanna play one of these games that's actually made for PS4. No, you wanna play these games that are made for PS5, right, on your PS5, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of games, right, are kind of like made for PS4, and then they get ported to PS5, right, with the graphics improved basically. And then you have the other thing where they made for PS5, and then they're like lower scaled for PS4, right? And this game is just like, it's neither, right? This game is made PS5, and they haven't even bothered lower scaling it, yeah. So then you get the best out of the console, right? But I mean, I would say that most PS5 games aren't actual like true PS5 games, right? At this moment, and the same for Xbox One or it's the same for all. It's always like for every new console, right? Usually half the game for the first few years are actually aren't for that console, right? Because they are still making it for the previous console. That's probably been true for PS3, PS4 as well, right? Wasn't true, of course, back in the days with like SNES or whatever, 64. Then it wasn't true, of course, but it's been true for the last probably 10 or so years, right? For also PS3, PS4, right? This intermission thing. This feels like a Trojan thing or something. Yeah, this is suspicious. A Trojan horse, right? This is very weird. Why would they... This feels very, very betrayal here or something. Like, why would they send supplies? And in the night? I mean, I would directly be like, no, way, man. Why would they... No. He's like, yeah, why would they come with supplies in, like, the middle of the night? Yeah, I heard need some bread or something. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Man, this guy is gonna die now, man. Yeah. Terrible guard, clearly. But these guard are absolute idiots. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a Trojan horse. But these guys are complete idiots. You're like, what? It is, yeah, a little silly. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you believe this guy's coming with food supplies at this hour? Yeah, it's so suspicious. And also, he didn't even check the inside. He just kinda, yeah, that was a little stupid. He didn't even check inside. Okay. Alright, is the iron? I guess they're the. He kinda looks like the Wacken guys. Yeah, what's the word? Maybe the Northern region people. One thing I would say, I was talking about the tutorials, reviewing the tutorial. So you started playing the game, right? So yeah, it definitely feels better to have this better degrading on the controller, right? It gives you a better grip on your actual controller. Yeah, definitely. Like it has this like, you know, like ingraded. So you have a better touch, right? So you won't drop it, so on. Yeah, that definitely feels better. It's also a good thing with PlayStation, I would say, arguably. That they kind of had the same controller for all the years. They just have improved in the DualShock, right, since the first. Yeah, he clearly got like quite high fire mag, but honestly, yeah, the DualShock is probably the best controller, right? They just keep improving it. I think that Nintendo has some good controllers too, though. But Nintendo is kind of like crazy. Nintendo has, for certain games, for example, the game controller is really good. Yeah, certain games, Nintendos are very good. Oh, there's a guy we had in there. Yeah, that's one of our bros. Sir Wade. He's like my bro, man. That's my Dean. The other one. Yeah, that's the other one. It's my Sam, I guess. He's a Sam. He's my big bro, yeah. He's the other guy. He's my beard guy. He's the other guy. Oh, you play him now? I guess so. Oh yeah, maybe the game will have other characters later. So you can maybe swap character or whatever. Interesting. I also wouldn't be surprised if the main character dies and you actually play Joshua. You change your name. I mean, I'm thinking the game's gonna twist something, but maybe, yeah, we see this like main character. Maybe he dies and this is the actual main character you playing as. Oh, he is very. Oh yeah, he can. Oh, then he can. I think he has to take a break though. But yeah, so he's way more. He's like a magician. Maybe you can swap character later then. But yeah, he's clearly more of a. Like a mage-based character. Yeah, I wonder if you later on will have different characters you can play as your main character. Because I'm sure you, I hope that you're gonna have like a party, right? When the other character are controlled by AI. Maybe you can still swap characters. You see how I'm really avoiding main spoilers? I don't even know if you have other playable characters. Okay, maybe it's a wrong button again. Yeah. I like how the kid is like, he can have to shoot one fireball. He's a little bit of a Mega Man. Yeah, you throw one fireball, you're like, ah, explosion! And then you get tired. I fireball him. He's a little bit of Mega Man, yeah. He throws one fireball and it needs like an hour break afterwards. Yeah, okay, I can throw one step a day. Yeah, he seems to be very ill, right? Maybe he's want to kill the kid for his powers. We don't have a mother crystal, right? But I guess I would imagine maybe they can somehow steal his like fitness powers. That I would argue is the, what I know at least currently would be the most valuable thing they have. Yeah, but we need the other guy to tank for us. Yeah, he's my darkness. Protect me while I throw fireballs. This is like Konosuba Simulator. Yeah, you're like, I throw one fireball and I have to breathe for 10 minutes. I have to take a breather. He's like, yeah, I have to stand there and try a bit. Well, it's almost very easy though to make half the life point to one fireball. But he did scream, yeah, feeling someone. He was very. Where with my brother then? Where is the other character? Yeah, where's... No, not Jensen Ackles! Not Jensen Ackles, man! Oh my god, no, don't kill him, man! Oh my god, Jensen Ackles dies. Yeah, he can heal, of course. Yeah, he got that Phoenix healing power. That's good, save him! Yeah, he got the Phoenix powers. So it's clearly a natural healing powers. Yeah, you gotta save Jensen Ackles, come on, bro. Maybe we could play him now then. I feel like the main character probably come now. Yeah, I feel Clive will probably come through the door now. I call it, yeah. I know my video games, man. It was pretty obvious, yeah, come on. Nissan. Nico's dad too. Well, I mean, it's very nice, very time for this, but yes, my lord, it's like, we have time for this, like, very, like, precious, like, yes, it's my king. It's like, okay, let's just run, maybe. Maybe we should run instead, yeah. We can stand here and do, like, our proper night stuff to do now. Okay. Well, we might be surrounded, though. They have, like, an army, right? Oh, an owl? Well, like, instead of pigeons, it's like a... Yeah, you send the owl to... It's like a Harry Potter. Like a message. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I guess it's like a Harry Potter, right? I send my magic owl here to go there. They're killing us, yeah. It does feel like my brother is the main target, right? Yeah, the dominant. That's what I was mad at earlier, that they can maybe steal, right? Yeah, like they can somehow take his powers, right? Because again, they don't have a crystal, so wouldn't that be what they would care about? They can, like, kind of like Naruto, you know? The Jinchuriki, yeah, you go and kill the Jinchuriki and take their, you know, take the 90s or whatever, right? And you want all the, you know, the 9 beasts, right? It's a very long demo, right? Yeah. I can't speak for demo. Demo. It's a very long demo. Yeah. Well, this seems really like, yeah, the death flag, man, like that. Okay, see you, like that. Okay. Is he partner now? I guess so. He's like the strongest guy we have, right? I felt that he fitted the strongest warrior we have, probably. He's like probably playable. Yeah, the game probably doesn't have random encounters, right? No, the game probably doesn't have random encounters with this kind of you know, mechanics. Oh, where am I? Oh, yeah. I want to be saying button. I don't know why they changed the button for. Can it be the X again? Yeah? So he has an Ackles. No, it's just running, guys. he could order like... Yeah, you got the... Very Elden Ring, astrologer. Yeah, it's one of the Elden Ring starter classes. The int one, right? Not a very common like, yeah, this guy, the astrologer. You know what I mean? Oh, a boss maybe? Yeah, this guy looks like a boss. Like suddenly guys jumps down. Maybe it's a dragon here. He feels very much like a dragon here. Yeah, a jump attack. He comes down with a jump attack. Yeah, he lancer or a dragon there, right? Like, definitely. Yeah, it's actually a dragoon. Yeah, a dragon. Yeah, like, yeah, dragoon. Yeah, a dragon. Yeah. Good classic. Like yeah, he got the jump ability. Yeah. So the Lancers do it in FF2, right? You have a playable Lancer guy in that game. That's the first, yeah, the class thing. So it's like your second to last party member in FF2. Cade, I guess. So they classically have jump and so on, right? It's like fly and so on. Yeah. They jump out of the fight and are immune to damage until they get down and so on again. So pretty like iconic, classic fantasy class, right? But usually that's good though, honestly. Yeah, in the fantasy games you can pick different classes, right? The Lancer or the Dragoon then, usually I would say it's not the best. It's usually better than like the basic classes, right? But commonly their jump damage is too low in the games compared to the time it takes, because it usually costs you at least 2 turns to perform a jump attack, right? This doesn't have the classes or whatever, but yeah, like the FF tactics or whatever. But FFT you can probably, well, there's some of the game you can use the jump to, you know, get around the maps. It's probably useful, I would say. Oh, double jump? I guess it will come down again, and yeah. But it's cooler in this game. I mean, if anything, it makes more sense in this game. It's real time, right? Yeah. Because it's more like you can jump around and dive and so on. Yeah, here it makes more sense, the whole jump thing. Than the classic fantasy games, where you have the static positionings. It's a bit easy, you think. I guess you can't shoot him when it's up there. I don't think so. No, I don't think the character can like shoot like that. Like still pretty easy though. But I mean, it's a stacked tutorial, right? Yeah. Not really struggling yet. Hit me like once or twice, whatever, right? Maybe you don't have any character development trees. You don't need to have like a talent tree, but I mean, I want something that's like a character specific, right? Yeah. Yeah, but it's always fun in any game, right, to have different specs and so on. You don't want to have these item-based characters. Maybe you know him. I don't know. Send in dragoons. He knew his class at least. Yeah, he knew he... I don't know. I feel like he's gonna take his mask and know him. Yeah, they did his brother, right? Yeah, they don't need to conquer them. They just want to kill his brother. Steed? Have a mount now? What? Okay. What's this thing now? Yeah. So kind of like magical headache. Sephiroth! Yeah, it's FF7 remake, guys. What? Well, it might be a dominant. This person might have some powers too. Feels like another person with... What was that? That reminded me of FF7 remake, yeah, that the Sephiroth clone guys. Coming in here. But there, I have with my steed then. My chocobo. Yeah, I guess. Well, actually, we did see it earlier. Think about it. We did talk about it earlier. Yeah, that's true. Of course. I mean, I'm assuming the game is gonna have some kind of Torgal, Belgian comic guy. Yeah, I was hoping that we're gonna have. I mean, the games can have some kind of circular racing or whatever, right? Or breeding or so on. I mean, I definitely disappointed if the game doesn't have mini games, right? That's one of the failures of FS7 Remake, right? It doesn't have enough of those typical mini games, right? I know it has the weird when you lift it Tifa. Oh shit! Someone shoots down the poor chocobo. Did the dad die? No, he's. Oh. Traitor guy. Yeah, oh, not the dove or the. I mean the owl. I mean. Yeah, but clearly the traitors there. Oh, their dad died. Oh my god, the kid gets covered in blood. It's a red wedding, baby. Well, that flag was massive though. Clearly the king has to die so you can be king or whatever. And no, not Wade. He was like my bro, man. Not my bro. But yeah, this guy's a traitor. I mean, clearly the coach was gonna be a traitor. No, not Jensen. Clearly some guys were gonna be traitors, right? Or else it's gonna be. You need to have someone that gets revenge on, right? Well, he got powers though, so he might awaken his Phoenix powers though. I mean, even more so, right? Yeah, he might awaken his like latent fire powers and burn them though. Yeah, that's the problem though. Trying to kill someone with like some magical beast power, kind of Naruto style. Yeah, he's gonna go beast. He's gonna turn into like the tail beast or whatever. Yeah, this is the issue though. You provoke one of these, you know, kids with power, man. They're gonna awaken, right? Exactly. Gotta kill him before he awakens, right? There we go. He turned into a fire guy. Oh, you see, he is Naruto. He is Naruto, baby! He's awakening! He's tail beast, yeah! It is very Jinchuruki. He's like pissed off, you killed my dad. He goes up, he goes like 7, he got like, you know, 9 phoenix tails. Yeah, then becomes the Phoenix summoning. Well, it's obviously very hot then for everyone. That's my steed. No, he got hurt too. Not all my bros. My god, not my best friends. My bros. My horse. No, but my chocobo. Yeah, my mount. I mean, she might survive that though. Ask my brother to heal her. Yeah, ask my brother to heal it. Actually, it's very similar to Sega Fountain 2, because then the brother also loses control and has like a red fire dragon and kills everyone. Yeah, it's actually very similar to Sega Fountain 2, with the brothers and the base similarities and so on. Well, he also has Phoenix powers though, right? Yeah, he's not a true dominant Phoenix guy, but he clearly got like, you know, a similar Phoenix power. So, whoa, okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the main character, he clearly got, yeah, also fire power, so he might also awaken or something, now when his brother is awakening. Oh, the Ifrit? Wait, maybe I am Ifrit. Instead. Yeah, because they're both fire icons. Maybe I'm Ifrit, he's oh, it dies now? Not my commander guy. But everyone dies, man. Oh, it's the main character Ifrit, is it? Because yeah, you have the Ifrit and they're fighting in the beginning of the game though. Oh, that's true. Maybe the game starts with that fighting. This is how the game starts basically, right? Yeah, we have the fire. So, he's the other fire guy. Yeah, they're both fires. Yeah, okay. Huh. Maybe the bloodline isn't based on the Phoenix then, they're based on elements. Like someone else that is Shiva, maybe their sister could have another ice magic, you know. I mean, like, if Shiva is a person, they might have a family member. Yeah. Maybe the other, and like Ramu, the lightning guy, right? You might have another person with lightning magic, so... Is it a Kaju battle now or something? I hope it's gonna be a Kaju battle, where you have to like... But yeah, this is how the game starts, right? He's remembering this fight. Yeah, but it's not the same thing as he had earlier, right? Yeah, it's a new, right? I don't think it's a new, I think it's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's sacrifice. You have the fight. Oh, you have to aim too? You didn't have to aim earlier, though. You had to just... It's just to shoot earlier. Yeah, wait. Interesting. Maybe they have more elements than just... I mean, like more than one ice and fire one. Well, did you see that person standing there with the cloak? That Sephiroth kind of guy, yeah. Maybe they triggered it somehow. Oh, okay. I'm the only one at the fire! Okay, yeah, it's like jealousy. It's like, leave me alone, bro. I'm the fire guy. But did the game lie then? Because we kept saying that the game was like, oh, use your Phoenix fire. No, I was Ifrit fire right there. I hope the game is gonna change that now then. If you play Clive later, I hope it says like Ifrit fire instead of Phoenix fire. Yeah, like no, it was never the Phoenix. It was all a lie. Oh yeah, no, it keeps going. Oh shit. Now it goes longer now. That was previous. Who's the main character of the game? Am I Joshua or am I Ifrit? That's what I'm wondering now, honestly. Obviously we're playing as Joshua now, right? But I'm like, wait, am I supposed to be Ifrit when the game is later in the game? Am I supposed to win this fight? You know what I mean? It would be fun if you could just decide, if you lost the fight on purpose, you turn into Ifrit instead, the rest of the game. Yeah, it was like the game had two different paths, like depending on how this fight goes. That'd be interesting. Kinda like for Mission 3 on Sweenix. Yeah, in that game you can have two different paths, right? Either you're evil or good, basically. Or you're basically good either way, but Mission 3 has two different paths, right? For the 3 game. And it basically works like, in the beginning of the game, you pick a path in a really weird way, and after you pick the path right, you get two different camps basically in this war, right? So all the bosses are your best friends, or vice versa, depending on what side you pick, basically, in the first hour of the game. And then the last boss is the same anyway. Yeah, of course, yeah. So the real bad guys the same, but all like the first 20 bosses or whatever, or like your friends from the game. Like your party members on side A is the bosses on side B, or like my versa. That's pretty cool in that game. And also, actually, from a developer standpoint, an easy way, right, to reuse models and so on, and you know, character portraits, yeah. So actually, it's cheaper to produce it, right? Because yeah, you have like. Hold the shooting now. We're fighting though. We kind of fell down in the ground or something. But what's there all this like tower? Yeah, like where are we actually fighting this thing? Like where are we? Underground with like these like million towers or something? Are we still overground and it's like a million? Yeah, some kind of Kaju battles. I guess I'll keep having that, I guess, later in the game too. I mean, you're probably gonna fight Shiva or whatever, right? Similar in fashion. Probably. doing? Oh yeah, his classic attack. Yeah, but it was very easy though. I didn't even take any damage. But, yeah, perfect. Yeah, Hellfire, that's a classic attack. Hellfire is... What, he won immediately? I did like a perfect win there. He's like, cheat code, man. Oh yeah, I'm the Phoenix. Yeah, cheating, man. I did it perfectly. I was like, oh, Hellfire. What? Yeah, I did it perfectly. Like, Hellfire. Come on, man. I got XP for it. Come on, I did it. That was like a perfect kill. Perfect KO. Yeah, we were underneath the castle, but where we all just, like, I don't know, all those weird towers coming from, or were they supposed to be like stagalites or whatever? Man, these guys just stop, man. Now he just keeps firing. Whoa. Now he's created some new fire ability. Yeah, it's like a laser beam. Maybe it dies here. I mean, I said earlier that I wouldn't be surprised if the main character actually dies and then Josh is the main character or something. Something weird. Would like to swap the main character. Or maybe I just kill him, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just maybe I kill him now then. In this firefight. It does feel like one of the brothers will die, right? Oh my god, just keep going here. Just keeps going. Oh, is Torgal gonna come in there? The pet? And stop us? This is weird now though, I'm seeing it from the outside. Aren't I inside the monster or something? Yeah, okay, now it's my power vision, right? Yeah. Yeah, but like, this doesn't make any sense now because now we're like, aren't I the monster? So why would I sit in the angle? I don't know. My god, this game is dark, man. He's still the fittest though. He might still come back or somehow. Oh yeah, now it's like he's crying. But he's very, very dark. But he also might, I don't know, yeah, he might survive this thing. It's weird, like he's also the fire guy, right? The fire feeding thing. It's interesting how they both really hate each other, bro. I mean, it is very, very dark, but they also seem to have like a natural, very strong hatred for each other. Like, I'm the only fire guy, yeah. Both of them are like, I hate you, yeah, like I have to kill you, like we, they both of them turn into this fire monster and were like, I have to kill you first, yeah. It's like they have, like they're some kind of instinct to like, you have to be the only fire god or something. That was one dark, grim scene there. And these guys, I guess, like I said earlier, they want to steal the Phoenix, right? They probably didn't know about Ifrit, I guess. But at the same time, Ifrit, I don't know, in the older games, Ifrit is a very legendary fire guy, right? So they probably were like, ah, come on. So they probably were like, you know, I mean, they probably would know about him existing, right? Yeah, but I mean, they want the Phoenix, right? That was very dark, of course. But I'm thinking that he maybe still survived, right? Because of being the Phoenix. Is Mom the traitor? Yeah, see, Mom is even. I knew it! I knew Mom was behind it! I said it earlier! I was like, Mom is gonna kill us! I said it earlier! I freaking called it! I was like, I knew Mom is evil! I said it earlier, it's her fault! I said it earlier! Mom is gonna kill and betray us! I said it earlier, Mom is gonna kill us! I got her! I said it earlier! I was like, Mom is the bad guy, right? I said it earlier, Mom is evil! I want to gun them right now, Mom is always evil! I said it earlier, she hates her son so much! I said it earlier, man. Yeah, Mom is traitor, right? She's just like, have you done enough? I freaking knew it. I have to get up here, and she hates her son so much. She's like, yeah, kill him. We're making him a slave, I guess, because yeah, maybe I'll kill him. But he's alive though somehow. But yeah, but see, mom is so goddamn evil. I called it. Yeah, see, she's gonna enslave her own son, right? Yeah, I told her, I knew mom. I said it earlier. I freaking called it. I knew mom was gonna be the main bad guy. Yeah, I freaking said mom was gonna be her later. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Probably because dad didn't sleep with her. Yeah, she didn't get enough fun time with daddy, man. Oh yeah, and she kills the maids because they get no stuff or something. I freaking call it, man. Maybe mom is Shiva then, yeah. I said it like 2 hours ago. I was like, mom is gonna be the bad guy. This mom's fault is happening, right? I freaking called it, man. I'm just happy that I called it that mom was gonna be the main baddie. I said it in the beginning, it's like mom is gonna be the one that betrays us, right? Yeah, she was so obviously evil. I mean, she was so clearly evil, but I mean, yeah, I freaking called it, man. I was like, yeah, mom is evil. She's gonna be the one to set us up with this thing. But yeah, that's a really good ending there. Fighting Joshua. He might still be alive though, right? He's the Phoenix. Mom killing us. That's the stream, guys. I will hopefully have the game soon, right? Yeah, it saves one. So, you see here immediate reviews or no, but like, so it's brief again, right? You know, I ordered the game, but like I always say, right? I have a strong dislike, right, for buying games on, just buying them download, right? I don't do that for certain games, right? I don't do that for like Steam, when there are sales or whatever, right? Or, something similar, right? There are some PC games, new ones, so you can't even buy them in disc, right? But otherwise, I want to buy disc, right? Of course, I use my PS5, right? Today, right? Or I ordered, that's this early week, but go today, play the game, right? And of course, I bought the disc version, right? I got the God of War disc version, of course, right? Don't want to have the other one, and so I'm just waiting to get the game right. Some people that got it before I got it yet, because I also ordered one of the more exclusive, the more expensive version, right? Because that's the thing for me too, right? But as I also buy disc version too, I also like to buy the collector editions, right? Something similar. For example, over here, I can probably reach it. Maybe I can move around, but it's a good example. Here I have more figures, but here's a collector edition I have standing in this corner over here. Is another, quite similar game, right? A role-playing game. Actually, it's a really good game. Also from Square Enix, right? For example, then here I got triangle standing on my table on the side of the balance screen. For example, right? Looks like that, which I like because you can open it up, right? And then the actual becomes like a grimoire, right? So you open up the pages, and inside them you have the different stuff like this, yeah. Then you open it up, and then it's like a page of different stuff and so on. So that's a cool thing to have. So I usually buy, collector edition or deluxe edition and so on, right? Depending on the price range to some extent, right? I don't have infinite money. It depends on the price range. That's cool, like that, yeah. So for example, I love Zelda, right? Been playing Zelda, so on, right? Picture Kingdom, but I didn't actually buy that edition there. I just bought the normal version because that was way overpriced. That's probably honestly, I bought many collector editions this last year or whatever. The Zelda one, honestly, is probably the worst one I've seen, like straight up, yeah, because it costs something like, I'm not talking about the extra $10 on the game, right? That's kind of how all games now cost like $10 more in phases or what, right? But the Zelda Picture Kingdom, it costs like $10 more, right? Base value, and then it's like another $60 or $50 depending on where you live, whatever. But it's basically like the cost of 2 games, yeah. Like the Tears of Kingdom is absurdly overexpensive, I feel, Critical Edition, because at least where I live, you basically have to pay like double, maybe even more than double. It's like 100 more, but it's really, I think it's like 160. Yeah, something like that, 150. Yeah, it costs more than 2 games Yeah, it costs like where I live. It costs like $150, something crazy like that. Yeah, maybe get cheaper some places, but yeah, it's more than twice the cost of the game, right? And you still get very few stuff. I'm derated now, but I pointed out with the stuff, this stuff, right? That I don't get it, man. I need hopefully I get the game tomorrow, right? Should get it tomorrow, but honestly, I feel it's unlucky because in my experience, not where I live here, this kind of point here, not where I live here, but where I used to live, like back in Sweden and so on, like as a kid or whatever, where I lived there, then I actually would usually get the games even earlier, right? If I bought them, pre-release, right? Because they were sending to you a few days before. But where I live right now, so I moved away and so on, here I feel it's actually kind of opposite. Here I get it unfortunately sometimes later, but usually of course on release day. But yeah, here definitely the worst. Where I grew up, it was really good. Yeah, west coast of Sweden. Then I would usually get the games a few days earlier. I do think one thing though, from a general standpoint, I think that the sellers has probably been a little more less, I say, more strict with that. Because when I was a kid though, you didn't have of course YouTube or Twitch or whatever, right? So you could get like Pokemon. Because I remember I ordered Pokemon Red and Blue even, yeah, and I got it like a week before or something. There's some games you got like days, a week, 2 weeks before, if you're really lucky. When I was a kid, but of course, if that happened today, it would be massively leaked, and you would people would upload every internet, yeah. So that's one reason though. Because yeah, when I was a kid, you almost always got the games pre-releases earlier if you ordered them, especially if you bought the collector's stuff. It was even better because then we get them very early. So I got FF12 like when I ordered from another country, but I got like 6 months earlier. Yeah, so it goes very very early. But anyways, I'm waiting for that, right? Then I play the game more, hopefully tomorrow, or else I'll be very sad. But if I don't get it from where I order it, then I have to just go into town and drive it to town and get it at some store, pay a little more than. Because that's the issue, right? I have to still admit it, right? I'm talking about disc stuff that I don't like, DLC or whatever. I don't like the donor content stuff. But end of the day, right? I still am cheap. Now, I still want to buy it cheaper. So where I order it now is the cheapest place to buy it, right? Basically. But I can still get into the downtown and buy the collector's edition or whatever, right? Or so so on. But that'll be more expensive. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit trade off there, right? But but the Zelda one, before I forget, yeah, the Zelda one was insanely over expensive because it basically has the exact same stuff in the Fire Emblem one. I think links below for that. I reviewed that one a few months ago, right? The Fire Emblem Engage collector's one. I also have the Fire Emblem, not Three Houses, but the other one in the middle. What's it called again? The Three Houses spin-off. I have that one as well. The critical whatever. But those two are basically exactly the same. Especially the Fire Emblem Engage one is more or less exactly the same as the Zelda one. An art book, etc. But actually, the Fire Emblem has more stuff. It also has the cards and so on. So it has more stuff than the Zelda one, and it costs like $50 less. Like something I paid like $90 for that one, and the Zelda cost like 150, 160 or something crazy where I live. But I got the Fire Emblem one cheaper, I think, than where they usually cost like $10 cheaper. But it have $100 right usually, so it's like $50 cheaper, and you get exactly the same content plus 2 more stuff. I think. Like this one here, I paid $100 for I think as well. Sample, right? And actually, one thing I actually really like at this one, for example, then I think it's a better one than the one too, is that you get this trade. You get a typical card, like an actual normal card deck, right? See on the back side with all the characters. I can't think of there. Which actually is pretty cool. I think playable in that sense. Then you get these dice, like a dice or so on, steed books, etc. You get this map. You get typical stuff, the poster and all this stuff, right? But you actually also get this. The actual book stuff is cool, I think. But those dice, I made a video about that, but they were actually super heavy. So they're actually like really freaking like. Usually when you buy dices, especially in Magic, they're super cheap and plastic, and they have like no value. It's about collectible, right? But they're super easy to break, or they weigh like 1 gram, right? But these ones are actually freaking metal dices, so they're freaking like bricks, man. And so on. But yeah, it's another one that's pointing to me. We'll see tomorrow. Hopefully, I get this one. Make a video about that, the deluxe and so on. Yeah, the map and so on. Hopefully, I get it soon. There, it should be coming soon in the mail. Because now Now it's Thursday here, right? You know, but sure. Well, sometimes I do agree. Sometimes thinking about it now that I could literally just buy now the, you know, the download version or the play and keep playing. Yeah, absolutely. But I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. You know, not just for resale value, but from collectible standpoint, absolutely. I refuse to buy downloadable content, except as I mentioned earlier, if it's like for Steam, right? And it's like, you know, summer sales on Steam, Cyber Monday, whatever, right? And it's like, you know, $5 for a full game that I wasn't probably ever gonna buy anyway. And now it's like, I have $5, I buy it just to play it once, you know. It's so cheap that I can just play it for one day, and I won't regret myself. For example, I bought the Black Clover one, the Black Clover with Melona, right? For like $5, you know, the Black Clover Night things. And it's not a very good anime game, right? But I love the Clover, right? I love Melona, so I was like, whatever, I can buy $5-10 for that game. Like, you know, that's worth it. I don't care if I don't have DLC, whatever, Steam, yeah, like whatever. It's, you know, that kind of level, yeah, it's like, whatever. Last year I bought a lot of anime games for a while there. I bought like, all those anime games, Macadamia as well too, but I also bought a bunch of these, like, you know, Bando Namkai anime game-ish, right? Like Code Vein and so on, you know, those games are kind of ever anime inspired, right? It's like a Dark Soul meets anime, right? And I bought them all during, like last year's summer sale. I bought like 5 or 6 of those, like Bando Namkai or similar kind of like JRPG games that I hadn't played yet. And I just played through all of them, right, during my vacation last year. Yeah, I sat like a week or so in my vacation, like a week or 2 weeks, and just played like a bunch of, like, you know, JRPGs or similar to that. And yeah, bought them all for like, you know, $5-10, right? So sometimes, sure, I don't buy the disc if it's a game that I don't care that much about, for example, like Code Vein. A pretty good game, I think, honestly. Cool, yeah, pretty fun game, but, you know, not like my favorite JRPG or whatever. So I was like, whatever. So I didn't buy it. It was released, and then I bought it for like, you know, $10. And I was like, okay, that's good enough. A little bit like that. But that game is actually probably worth more, honestly. Yeah, that is a pretty good game. Code Vein was pretty good. Similar game, this one, you know, you're fighting big monsters, so yeah, it's also real time and so on, and you have levels and so on. This game definitely flows better though, but you know, they're definitely similar. You roll around and so on. But anyway, that's the stream, guys. Yeah, now it's complaining there. I haven't touched the controller in a few minutes, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, right, I just I guess I got a save here, but it's probably the same thing. It's probably an auto save, you know, whatever, right? I do like to have that, like, that thing there, yeah, like the figure and so on. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and you can buy it and so on, right? So sure, if I buy it nice, I could probably play it, right? Yeah. It's a little bit salty, like, I should play it. No, so but my last point I was saying though, I do understand though, of course, some people doing this thing, right? That they just, you know, they just buy whatever on the PlayStation Store or whatever, right? Some people I know, some friends, they're like, but you have like 500,000 games, right? The whole house just games over. It's easy just not having that for space or whatever, convenience, right, and so on. I mean, sure, but the value is minuscule, right? And for that matter, right, the PlayStation 5, for example, have 2 different versions, right? You can buy the disc version and the non-disc version. But if you buy the non-disc version, it's cheaper by like $100 or whatever, right? At least where I live, it's $100 cheaper usually. But then you know, you're basically never gonna get a discount. You get a discount sometimes on the store, that's true, but you're never gonna be able to, like, you know, like pick up a $10 disc or whatever. But usually in the end, right, you can buy a lot of games. For example, I didn't buy Yakuza Like a Dragon, Ichiban, that was released, right? So I bought it later, the gold version too, collectible version, for like, you know, $5 or whatever, yeah, from some store, right? So I don't know, because yes, while it's true I thought about that Steam and so on have this sales, right? End of the day though, you're always gonna be able to find hard copies or very, very cheap of some games eventually after a year or two, you know. People are reselling them or so on. Or stores want to get them out of them, yeah, you're always gonna find that because there's different values, right? For a store, basically, you know, when a video game store, right, when they buy a bunch of games, right, you know, they buy sort of a copies, right, and then they make their money back. Let's say that they buy 100 copies, and it's like 70, they're a plus, right, and then the other 30 are just more, you know, make more money, but then it's all like 90 or whatever, right, there's 10 left. Now it's just kind of like, it's hard to get rid of those last 10, right, And then eventually they basically gonna give you the last 10, right? Because these like, oh, if you get $5 for it, it's better, right? So that's usually get even cheaper in that way, right? But also still be having more collectible value. So I certainly picked up many collector editions or one in some older games by buying that from stores. But of course, sometimes also the collector edition can be very expensive, right? If they have 1 or 2 left after a few years, it doubles in value sometimes. So it depends what game is the one, yeah. But normal copies are usually incredibly cheap eventually, right? Of some games with discs level. So I definitely don't think that buying the PS5, the digital version, definitely, yeah, it's $100 cheaper, but it definitely won't pay off, I think, in the end. And I mean, you can still buy, of course, on PC Store, right, on the disc as well, if you wanted some discount deal, where it has some sales, right? So, like Cyber Monday and so on, yeah, Black Friday, yeah, I don't think that you would never make your money back on that. If you buy a few games, I mean, given that, yeah, sure. If you want to buy like 1 or 2 games a year, then actually probably the non-disc is probably better, right? But if you buy like 10 or 20 games, you probably will. Well, bro, next stream won't be the summer lineup, but next anime stream next week will be the summer lineup. So this week I'm kind of busy, so probably next week, probably not Tuesday because I have small anime. Wednesday or probably next Thursday, honestly, which will be a few days before the start. Yeah, next Thursday we do the next stream. Probably next Thursday, yeah, next week. We do this, yeah, the summer lineup. We go over all the trailers, all the animes, and talk about all the new animes and so on, right? But you kind of know my main 3, you know. You already know my main 3, Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, and Mushenshi. You already know my top 3, right? That I'm most interested in. And then Rurouni Kenshin, right? It's a classic anime for me, remake. Classic samurai anime, the samurai anime of old school. And some other shows too, like Rysa, right? The RPG game as well. I played Rysa played the game. Tick anime. I wonder if there's gonna be an anime, but yeah, Rysa is the first anime I think that starts next week. And Rysa, of course, is based on this Yale RPG game, yeah. And she's very, very thick. She got massive kahunas, basically. Very thick legs, yeah, thick tights. So that anime is probably pure fan service. Yeah, but definitely check it out. Because like I said, I played after Sophie last season, right? So we're definitely gonna like combine. Yeah, next week we have an anime JRPG, right? It's an anime based on a fantasy role-playing game, which is probably just full-on fan service. So we're gonna check it out at least. Episode 1 review coming next Sunday, I think, or next Saturday. Yeah, we gotta check it out to be like, is this watchable or not? But anyway, guys, see you guys later then. Hopefully tomorrow or today then. It's hard to hear that, but yeah, hopefully when I wake up, because it's like late night now here, so I'm gonna sleep now. And when I wake up, hopefully in a few hours, I'm gonna have the copy, right? I have gotten a mail from the company that said it, yeah. But last time they sent me a mail and said that it was too late, delayed. So I'm honestly a little bit worried. I'm sitting here, it's like motivating why I don't buy downloadable games, right? But yeah, fortunately, the company that I buy it from, they're always usually late. But they're way cheaper. So definitely the cheap thing because they're like I bought this edition, right? And it's like $30-40 cheaper than any other store. So it's like the risk you take is that you might get it delayed, but man, it is cheaper. So it's a little bit that. Anyway, subscribe. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with FF16. Yeah, 16. No anime. The stone is out tomorrow. Yeah, so it'll be only this game probably tomorrow. But I actually might do that stream tomorrow. You know what? If I don't get this game, then I probably make the stream actually. In one way, could make the stream tomorrow actually. All the animes, perhaps, if I don't get this game.